Welcome everybody to our today's webinar about Learn to Trade the Market. That webinar is in cooperation with Argus FX, the broker of our choice. And yeah, my name is Stefan Friedrichowski, and whenever you get directly in contact with me, just name me Stefan. That's easier for any kind of communication. Learn to Trade the Market is a topic of that kind of webinar series. That will be in total about 10 webinars, always on Tuesday, always same time. That means 2 p.m. MEZ time, or in whatever time zone you are currently living. So it's a pleasure to me to have you within that kind of webinar, because it's really something basic and you should learn how to trade the market before you really and actually start any trading activities. So at least that is my experience, and that is my recommendation as well. By the way, the recommendation, whenever we talk here about trading, please refer to the risk warning on my first slide on the lower end. That's important, and I think all of you know that whenever you do trading activities, you always do those activities on your own. Yeah, in general, all those kind of webinars have a similar outline. So I will briefly go to the topics of today. I will introduce a little bit more myself, so that you know exactly who you are listening and who you trust in learning trading the market. Then I will go to the outline of the general of the overall webinar series, and the first two topics for today are really to get started with MT4, and I will explain what MT4 means. It will be the trading platform of our choice here during the webinar. And of course, we want to place the first trade finally today. So whenever you are interested in the recordings of that webinar and even other webinars, then please refer to my YouTube channel. It's a little bit complicated. You might simply do a screenshot right now, or whenever you miss something or you have specific questions, don't hesitate and send an email to Friedrichowski, a very complicated last name, I know, at argusfx.com. So I really recommend you to use that because you might have questions, and whenever there are questions, you should get answers, and it would be a pleasure for me to give you those kind of answers. Before going into today's topic, just to mention, there's a second webinar series, always on Thursday, and if you are interested in that webinar series as well, that is a little bit more for the advanced ones, then you can follow directly this link here, and you can register to that webinar series as well. That is always Thursday. The English version is at 11 a.m. and the German version is at 7 p.m. But let's go into the topic from today, Learn to Trade the Market. As promised, I first want to give you some information about my person. So name is already mentioned, Stefan Friedrichowski. Yeah, and I'm of the age of 50, exactly this year that happens. Yeah, I'm a German. You might realize it by my English speaking, that I'm not a native English speaker. So I live in Germany. I'm born in Germany, and I live close to Dresden. My personal background is physics. I have a PhD in physics, and that is something which has a huge impact on my personal trading activities, because everything is more or less derived statistically, derived by mathematics, and that is the way how I personally trade and how I set up trading strategies, and you will see that a little bit more in detail during the webinar series. Finally, when I talk about trading, I want to be sure that at least in the past, my personal setup, my trading setups have worked for the past, and only what has worked in the past I would trade in the future, even knowing that this is no guarantee that I have good results in the future as well. My personal trading experience is now over 20 years, so you see I'm not new in that business, but I do it professional, so as a full-time job now since a little bit more than 4 years. Since that time I do trading by my own and as a full-time possession. So that is what I do today. Trading style is already mentioned, mathematically driven, and finally that means that I prefer algo trading as well. But as that is not the topic for the beginners webinar, you will see this in the advanced one as well. But we can use all the kind of knowledge I have derived from those activities for the kind of trading activities you will learn during that webinar series. So algo trading, just that you know what that means, is something which is completely computer driven. Then it's based on so-called expert advisors who trade by their own small programmed robots, and that programming is done by Peter Müllner, a colleague of mine who is living in Austria. Since now it's already more than 1 year, I have a close cooperation with the broker Argus FX, which is an excellent broker, and I can really recommend that broker. And I do all what we do during the webinar exactly at that broker as well. You will see how to open a demo account, how to open a live account at that broker during the webinar. But of course, we start with demo accounts, then because we are in the learning phase, and the learning phase is always first, and we don't want to risk already real money during that learning phase, and therefore I recommend a demo account as the starting platform for your own activities. Before I now really go into the topics for today, I want to share with you some honest comments about trading in general. You will not see those kind of comments normally from somebody who does advertisement about trading, or who wants you to be involved in trading, because you will not find those honest comments about trading. Trading is a real job, and I recommend that you really think about trading as a job and not something you do within 5 minutes, look to a few charts, then do a few clicks, and your expectation might be you do so and you will get rich only with a few trades. I can only say to you that is not the way how trading is actually being done, and more or less I would say that if you do it that way, then you will definitely lose money. Losing money, by the way, is what about 90%, it depends on the source of those numbers, that 90% of all private traders lose money. I know that this is a little bit disappointing, maybe just at the beginning of that kind of webinar, but always you will see I want to talk about the truth and not about promises that you get rich in a few weeks, few months, or few years. No, that is really a job, and that is what I always have in mind. Think about trading as a real business. Thinking about a business means that trading involves always counterparts. So you buy something, so somebody else has to sell something, and so on. But you know that there are so-called big players around. Big players are big banks like in Germany, Deutsche Bank, or other banks like UBS, Goldman Sachs, Swisscom, and so on. So there are a lot of big players around, and thinking about a business, it means think about their business as well. So just change your perspective on the kind of business. And that means if they would not earn money with their trading activities, they would simply cancel their business. And that's, on the one hand, good to know that they are able to earn money with trading, but on the other hand, it makes it even harder for us, being a private trader, to be on the winner side, because we have always to play against them and we have to play with them. Sometimes people look about trading only from the private perspective, and they look around talking about trades, reading some Facebook news about somebody who has done a very good trade. Keep always in mind, someone would only post good trades on Facebook and never talk about their losing trades. And therefore, don't be blended by all those astonishing numbers you find in the web. Always be focused on your own activities, be focused on your learning, be focused on how to improve your personal trading. The good thing, after all those negative aspects of trading mentioned here already at the beginning of such a webinar, there's a but, and there's a good but. If you are well prepared, and if you know your personal edge, and edge means probability advantage of your trades, then you can belong to the group of winners. But before getting to that point, trading is education. You have to learn that kind of job. You have to learn what trading means, what a CFD is, how to open a trade, how to close a trade, then going to more details like different kind of orders and so on. But first of all, you have to learn the basics, and only having all those basics as a secure and well-known knowledge in your mind, then we can switch to live trading, trading with real money, and then you are prepared, and then you can do that kind of job as well. It's, for me, important to make those notes because I want to talk about trading as an honest business and don't want to talk just about promises. Hey, you can double your account within 2 months and something like that. I don't like. I want to talk about trading as an honest business, and my part here is to get you started into that kind of job, and it is a real job. Okay, there's one key success factor, just to mention that one, on a single slide, and you only see a single word on that slide, and that is discipline. That is really one of the key success factors in that kind of business. You will learn that during your own trading activities. You will open trades, looking around, the trade goes into the minus, you will think, hey, should I stop it or not, and so on. And all around trading is all around discipline. And that is very, very important. And please remember always that slide. Make a copy directly to your monitor of your computer, and look to that single word whenever you think, what should I do? And my single recommendation is very easy: be disciplined. And that is very, very important. So overall, within that webinar series, and I mentioned already that we will join every Tuesday now, always for the English one at 2 p.m. And if you want to be part of the German one, which has the same content, but of course then the language will be switched to German, then this one is at 6 p.m. So if you can talk German, and if you want to have it a little bit later today, then you can switch to that webinar as well. So in general, what I want to do here is I have a single target, and that target is you should know what you are doing, and you should know how to do it. And therefore, I have prepared in total 6 topics. We will go through those 6 topics during our webinar series. The first one is related to the MT4 platform. MT4 is a trading platform, and that is something like our car we drive. And of course, you have to know how to deal with that car, how to turn to the right, how to turn to the left, how to increase the speed, how to decrease the speed, and so on and so on. So that is something you definitely have to know, because that is a platform where we open our trades, where we close our trades, where we do our analysis about trading. And so therefore it's very important to learn about this MT4 platform, and that will be part of today's topics as well. Then you might have heard already about indicators and how to use indicators. Indicators will help us to distinguish, for example, between different market phases. Do we have a trend, or do we have a sidewards market? Do we have something in excess, or is everything flat and nothing will happen at all? So we can help ourselves with indicators for our chart analysis and for opening trades, closing trades, and so on. So that is the second big topic here in the webinar series. And then one of the next one is risk management basics. Risk management, by the way, is extremely important if you enter trades, if you think about the next trade, how to open, what lot size, how much money should be involved, how much money should be on risk with the next trade. That is extremely important, because we have always, when you open an account, you have a fixed amount of money available. And of course, everybody wants that amount of money increases. But first of all, we have to save ourselves that we do not lose too much if the first few trades will be loser trades. So risk management is very important within the trading activities. So that is a very important topic as well. I want to talk about order types here in the webinar, and that is something we do next week, because there are different kind of orders. So it's not only just opening a trade, closing a trade. You can do trading activities on certain levels, and you will see that helps you, because then you don't have to be at your computer all the time. You can do things just in advance, and then the server of your broker will do the rest, because you have the possibility to open trades in the future under certain conditions. And that is extremely helpful, because you don't want to sit all the time in front of your monitor. Of course, we have to talk about trading setups. What do I mean with trading setups? Trading setups is something which have been, or we know from the past, that if certain conditions occur, then it's the right time to do a trade in whatever direction, on whatever underlying, and that is called a trading setup. That is something which should be a little bit universal in terms of if something was the same in the past, we know how to deal with that in the past, and now we have today, and if some special conditions reoccur, then we do the same kind of trading activities afterwards. And that is called a trading setup, and I want to get you familiar with in total 5 trading setups. Trading setups, I know that they have a probability advantage for your own trading activities, and therefore those can be your base for first steps concerning trading. And finally, I want to show you how to improve, and even without me and without going to the next webinar, how you can improve your trading skills by your own. Because finally, you don't need a mentor like me. You finally don't need always a webinar like today, but you can enhance yourself, you can get better, you can enhance your skills, improve your skills just by some analysis you have to do, and that will help you to get better and better and better in the future as well. That does not mean that you should stop to learn about trading. That is an ongoing activities, and that can never be stopped, and you will never be finished in learning about trading. But this improve your trading skills should be a short guideline how you can do certain things in order to analyze your own trading activities ongoingly. Let's first start with the so-called trading platform MT4. The trading platform MT4, by the way, the company behind is called MetaQuotes, and you find the same MetaQuotes being a website in the internet, and that kind of a trading platform is the most common used trading platform in the world, especially for private traders, because it's easy to use, it's easy to install, it is well known. A lot of bugs have been removed over the more than 10 years, so it's quite stable, and you can use it especially on Windows computers. In principle, you can use it on other platforms or other operation systems as well. It's a little bit more complicated there, but we will focus on Windows because most of you, I assume, will have Windows as operating system of their computer. The first step is still to open a demo account. And if you open a demo account, for example, at Argus FX, and I will show you to you in a minute what has to be done in order to do so, then finally you will get the trading platform as well. So it's only a download of the trading platform, and then you get it just for free. And that for free is even true for a so-called demo account. Demo account always means that you don't have to use real money. It's extremely helpful in order to get started because there is no real risk, because it's a demo account and no real money is involved. Let me go quickly through what comes next, but be sure I will do the same steps live in the next couple of minutes. After opening a demo account, And so during that process, you can really select the amount of money on that account. It's always funny because that money is free selectable. So you can say, I want to have a 1,000 euro account or a 1 million account, whatever. So you have the free choice. But my personal recommendation is do that demo account already in the same order of your later real money account. So if you think about that in a couple of weeks, couple of months, you want to start trading with a 5,000 euro account, then open a demo account with the same amount of money. Don't blend yourself by a 1 million euro account, trading with thousands of euros up and down. So get already the right feeling. Therefore, do the demo account already in the same size of what you intend to do later with a real money account. Next step is then simply download MT4 installation and connect your demo account with that trading platform MT4. And by the way, just one remark, you can open several demo accounts if you want. And if you have several demo accounts, then there might be the question, hey, can I use one MT4 for all those demo accounts and switch between them? Answer is yes. But you can do another thing as well. You can install multiple instances of MT4 and connect each of those instances with a specific demo account. So how does it work? Let me show you what has to be done. So we go here to the website of ArgusFX and simply go to open demo account, and then we have to fill in a few things. That goes quite quickly, therefore I can do it here online and live. It doesn't take that much time. You have to mention your country, your city, and your telephone number. And then you have to select your currency. You can use whatever you want here. I personally prefer the euro. And then there's something which is called leverage. You will see what that exactly means. I will show you later. Now let's go here for this one, and 1 to 100, whatever that number means, you will learn during the webinar series. And then there's a question of how much deposit should be on your demo account. And I will start with a 5,000 euro account because that is the amount of money I think about using it for a live account as well. And then you go for trade for free, and you are nearly done, because the only thing now what happens is you get an email with the account number, and you see already there it is. So welcome to ArgusFX. Let's have a look to that email, and you see this email as simply this one here. And you get all the information you need. You get an account number, which is your login here, and you get an original password for that account. You can change later, and that's all. So what you have to do next step is you go to the download center, and going to the download center means that you can download the MT4 Trading Platform for your computer, going for Windows, for example, and then press download, and then everything is done. So what are the next steps? The next steps now are, since I'm here on a Mac computer, I will switch to a Windows computer right now, because I know that most of you have Windows computers. So let me go to a Windows here, and after pressing that download button, then you have file which is called Argus FX4 setup, and everything you have to do is you double-click that installation file, and of course you have to agree the license agreement. And for me, because it's now the third one I install, I go to the settings because I want to change that name here a little bit. That is the installation path, and I don't want to go to any website. And then I press next, and the installation is already running. So it takes now a couple of seconds in order to install this MT4, and the MT4 will automatically start finally, and then we are prepared to do the next step. The next step is to connect our MT4. So the software we are currently installing here, we have to connect that MT4 with our new established demo account. This has to be done manually, and it's quite easy. So just let us wait until everything is finally done here. It's only a matter of a few seconds, then it will be started here. So what we need for that purpose, in order to connect our account, we need exactly, no, not my calendar, we need those informations here. So we need the login number, which is our account number. So what I do here is I copy that account number, go to the Windows, and you see already, hey, we are done. The installation is ready, and we want to connect to a demo account. So let's do this that way. And we have already an existing trade account, and what we have to do is we have to copy or to enter the account number here, and then we need our password and copy that one here as well, and then we are done. So now everything is connected, and we are ready to trade already. But ready to trade is not what we really directly do as the next step. So we have already our trading platform. Our account is already connected to our trading platform, and you can see, for example, here in the first line, the account number, you see that this is a demo account, and that is the way how everything looks if it's an absolutely fresh account. Before we go to the next steps here, let me try to show you a little bit what we have within the trading platform MT4. Let me first name it, and then I go back to the MT4 on the Windows computer. We have, in general, four, let's call them windows, within our trading platform. There's one which is called Market. And within that market window, and you will show it in a minute in live on the Windows computer, in that so-called market window, there you can select your trading symbols. What I mean with your trading symbols is something you may want to trade euro, US dollar, or you may want to trade the DAX, or you may want to trade the S&P 500, or gold, or oil, whatever. So you have to select your trading symbols within the so-called market window, and I will show it to you. Then we have a second important, quite important window, which is called the navigator. Within the navigator, you have the opportunity to select your account. If you have more than one account, you can switch between those accounts. And the other thing, you can do out of the navigator is you can look for the so-called indicators and throw those indicators on a chart. How that has been running, we will do next week. Then we have a third window, and the third window is called the terminal window. Within the terminal window, the most two important parts of the terminal window is you can check your open trades, if there are any, and you can check your account history. That means if you have done already a few trades, then you can see a list of your former trades within your account history, which is quite important if you want to analyze your trading activities. So the ongoing trades you can see there, and the account history, and a few other things, but those are not that important. And the main part of the MT4 platform are, of course, the charts. A single chart or multiple charts, as seen already after installation of MT4. And those charts, yeah, what they do is quite obvious. They visualize the price history of your symbol, your underlying of choice, or the one you are interested in. Let's go and look for those in practice. So once again, let's start with the market window. Market window is the one here on the left upper side, and up to now it's not that readable. In order to improve that, I simply move this a little bit to the right, and then we can really read what is there. So now we have it. So you can see here is a list of symbols already, a long list, and you can even go up and down here in that window. Important to mention here is how to get new symbols or how to deselect symbols which are here if the list is a little bit too long. Let me first show you how to get it a little bit smaller. It's simply a right-click here within the market window, and I can say hide all. And what does that mean? We will only have those 4 remaining symbols here of those which have an open chart. So therefore now the list is a little bit shorter, and we have only those 4 symbols. Let me show you once again how to add a symbol here, because, for example, we don't have gold, we don't have the DAX, and we don't have the S&P 500. Let me show how I can get those symbols here included into my list. And that is, once again, just a right click here, and then we go to symbols. And then you will see we have that kind of behavior here, that we have something which is called FX majors. FX stands for Forex, and you can see, oh yeah, those 4 are already selected, and just by double clicking here, then you get something additional. And at Argus FX, all the Forex pairs, and what Forex pair, by the way, means, I will explain much more in detail next week. We can select majors, we can select minors, and you see the list is even longer. But we have, for example, I talk already about gold because I want to trade gold, for example, and then I want to have the symbol which is called XAUUSD, which is the price of gold in US dollar. So a double click here will add that symbol to our lists of preferred underlyings. And for example, if I want to trade indices like a DAX or S&P 500. Let's look to that list as well. Here we have Germany 30, which is the DAX. So let's do a double click there as well. And I want to have the the S&P 500, which is not in that list. Let me check what I have to do. Then it's maybe here. No, sorry. Then it's here on CFDs. There we have the list of 3 other indices, and here we have, for example, the S&P 500. Okay, so all those are selected, and you can see now here in the list of symbols we have 3 additional symbols like gold, DAX, and S&P 500. I mentioned already another window, which is called the navigator window, and you can see here within the navigator window, yeah, we are connected to a demo account, and if you simply want to have an additional account here, you open another demo account, and then you connect that demo account simply by login to trade account, and then of course there's the possibility, the one you have already. Now you can put another login account number, another password, and then your list here would getting longer and longer with every account. And then you can simply, by double-clicking on the account, you can switch between those different accounts. Let me just only open the indicators, and you can see a long list, and what that means we come later. So that is a navigator window. And finally, the third one is the so-called terminal window. And here I mentioned already we have 2 important steps. One is the trade. Trade means if there would be an open trade or a so-called pending order, then we would see that here in our list. And you can see right now, by the way, we have 5,000 euros on our account. What balance means, what equity means, and what free margin means, I will come to that as well later. And I mentioned the other one, that is account history. The account history up to now is, let's say, empty. There's only mentioned the deposit of our 5,000 euros within our account. And after having done the first trade, then we will see that trade here as well. Finally, I mentioned that we have chart windows like those 4, and let me, by the way, close 4 of them because I don't want to have multiple charts already now. So I close all those, and I will enlarge this one here so that it is really big. And because I don't like this one here, this yellow-blue thing here in the upper corner, I simply will make it small, and that is hide trading panel, because I don't want to use it. It goes too fast, and it's yeah, it's not that good to use it because you are entering and closing trades yeah, simply too fast. So let's look to what we have here. What we have here is we have the chart. And before I want to change that chart window, let me once again go through a list of topics I want to do with charts, and that is preparing a chart window. And that is what we want to do in the next step. And if we don't have a chart open, and I will show it, then we go to the market window, we select a symbol and do a right click and press open chart. Then what will happen is a chart will be opened on that symbol. The next main steps are that we have to choose the time frame of our chart. And what does time frame mean? In short, it's the time length of a single bar or a single candle. So it's the step size. And if I talk about a so-called M5 chart, that means every candle, and I will have only candle charts, every candle we see represents 5 minutes price history. That, by the way, means if I switch to H1, H stands for hour and 1 for 1 hour. This means it's an hourly chart based so that every candle represents a price history of exactly 1 hour. Finally, D1 or daily means that we see the price changes on a daily base. In principle, you are able to have 3 types of charting, and the 3 types are so-called line chart, bars chart, and candle charts, and the latter one is my favorite, and I will do everything within the webinar on candle charts. The next step we have to do is we have to adjust the color scheme of our charting. That is maybe not that important, but maybe you have something in mind. You will have seen already other charts and you have any preferences how a chart should look like. And how to do that job I will show. And finally, we save that color scheme of choice as a new template, and that means that whenever we open new charts in the future, they will look exactly like done in our adjustment. You can have different templates. The one which is called default is always the one for new ones, but you can switch between different templates as well. Might sound complicated, but it's quite easy. So let's start with an empty chart, as mentioned on my slide, and I want to use euro, US dollar, and I do what has been written on my slide. I will open a new chart window, and now we have it, and that is a fresh new open chart window. Let me have this one in big, and now it doesn't really look like a candle chart. It looks completely different. Everything is here in green. In reality, it's a so-called bar chart, and that this is a bar chart. You can see a little bit more. If I do something which is available here, you can zoom in and zoom out into the chart just by pressing this plus and minus. Let me zoom a little bit in. Then finally you see, hey, yeah, this is a so-called bar chart. All lines, and they have a left side and a right side. The left side is the opening of that candle, and the right is the close of that candle. That is not my personal favorite, so let's switch to another chart type, that is the so-called line chart. Then we have always the close price of our time frame, which is H1 right now, so an hourly chart. Always the close price is connected with a line, with a straight line. Even that chart is not my favorite, so let's go to my favorite, and that is the so-called candle chart. Time frame, as mentioned, you can here switch between M1, which is a 1 minute chart, up to a monthly chart or weekly chart and everything. So let's, for the second, keep that as an hourly chart, and that is a standard color scheme of a chart here. Now it depends on your personal preferences. My personal preference is not like this one here, because I want to have a white background, but that is everything you can do by your own. And how to do it, I will show you now. It's quite easy. You simply have to do a right mouse click within the chart window, and then you see there's something which is called properties, and then we press this one here, and now we can change how the chart should look like. And as mentioned, I prefer a white background, and my foreground. Yeah, I don't care really, but let's go here for black. Then the next topic here is grid. Grid, you see already, is those lines. I like them, therefore I still will have them. Then what we have to select is a candle upwards. Later it will be called a bull candle or a long candle. So whenever the price within one candle is going upwards, so we have to select the color for that. I go here for dark green, and for candles down, I want to have those in red. And now, next question is the bull candle. Oh, that was the outside marker. And let me go here for the body of the candle with the same color scheme. And now we have it more like I want to have them, and do the lines whenever there's still a line. Let's do those in black, and all the rest I don't want to change. And now I have it in a way I like it. Maybe there might be some different, that is the outer you can still have, for example, in black if you want, of those candles. But that depends simply on how you want to have it. So let's keep that one here. And there's another you can always select. That is this one. I don't want to go into the details right now. So let's start with this one here. And now we have everything in a way. I personally prefer to have a look on my charts. But that is something you should decide by your own. There are lots of people who like that black background, other ones like a white background. So it's simply your choice. And having done all those this work, I want to get this as a template, and you can let me tell you exactly what I'm doing. Once again, I do a right click within my chart window. I go to templates, and I want to save that template, and saving the templates needs a name. And if you name that template default, then all next charts will be opened exactly in the way how the chart looks like right now. So let's do it. And now we have finished here our Euro US dollar chart. And just that you know already how to change the symbol of the chart, because we have already one chart, what we can do is we can simply, if we are now interested in the gold price, then we can take the gold price, take that symbol and throw it on this chart. And then we have now the price of gold in the same way we have had the Euro US dollar. But what we can do else is we can once again go here and say, please open a new chart window. And then we get a new chart window with the Euro US dollar price, and you see that I can now here select between those two charts, and now I'm back in the Euro US dollar price chart. So that is a so-called candle chart. And once again, let me recap what it means. Whenever I see I have a green candle, then within that candle the price has been going to the north. If I have a red candle, then within that candle, because one candle in my chart represents 1 hour, and we have always an open of the candle, we have a close of that candle, and due to the two lines here, you can see there has been a value within the candle which has been higher, that is this one here, and within that candle there have been a value, a price which has been lower than the close, and this is down here. So that is a candle, and the chart by itself is only a series of all those candles in a row. So they represent the price change over time. And yeah, you see here where we are right now. And since this is an ongoing candle, it changes its contour. And by the way, if you have, because now the chart ends here very to the right, we can change that as well. You have here two symbols you can press. Let me press this one here first, and now it switches a little bit to the left. You can move it around here where that shift should end, simply by selecting this symbol, and then you can change it. So now you have always a little bit space left to the right. And the other one is this one here. If you press this, that means if that is unselected, now we can scroll to the history of the chart, hours backwards, even days backwards, and so on and so forth. If that one is selected, then it's always in the current, and we are looking to a certain history. How long that history you can influence by zooming out and zooming in. Okay, so that's for charts. And now I promised, hey, we want to have our first trade for today. Let me go first to my slides. What does it mean to open a new trade? And how to open a trade is really quite easy. What you have to do is you have to press F9, or you can do right click within the chart, and you will see what then will happen. But first, what does it mean to open a trade? Only in brief. And for the last time within the webinars, I will do a trade without really thinking about the trade. That is only, let's call it, for educational purpose. And later you will see we will never do opening trades like I will do it now. But let's do the bad example at the very beginning, and then don't redo the same as I do now. So every trade needs a direction, and that is called a long trade or a short trade. What does it mean in short? Long, if you open a long trade, then it means you expect that the price goes up or to the north. And if you would open a short trade, then it would mean that you expect that the price of your underlying goes down or south. If finally the price would really go into exactly that direction, then you would earn money. If the price goes into the opposite direction of what you intend to do, then you would lose money. So long stands for you expect the price goes up. Short, if you go into a short trade, then you expect the price goes down. That is a good thing about trading CFDs, that you can trade in both directions. If you are already used to stock trading, then yeah, you buy stocks only if you think, hey, that stock value will increase. In this case, we can even go the other way around. So we can trade into expected prices which go down. Finally, what we have to do is we have either to select a long trade, which means buy, or short, which means sell, and I will write it here as well, because that is the one which is indicated later. the last thing we have to know is we need a lot size. We go to that topic in the next webinar much more in detail. Let's really start with what I have written here, lot size and what it means. I will tell you one lot is an equivalent here of 100,000 euro, and how to calculate all those things you will learn within the next webinar next week. So let's start with 0.01 lot size, because that is the smallest one we can trade. And let's open a trade in the same way. So now it's a question up to you to decide, hey, you expect the price goes up or the price goes down from the current value. So you see where the current value is. And let's think my expectation now is the price goes down. And let's see how to open a trade. And I did right click within the chart and then trading. And trading, I want to make a new order. And you see, or you press F9 directly, then you get exactly what is here. And I mentioned already, I want to trade the volume, the lot size, with 0.01 lots. And I want to do nothing else here. That this is called a so-called market order. That means it is done immediately as we speak. And now the question is, sell by market or buy by market? Buy by market would mean I expect the price goes up. And sell by market means I expect the price goes down. And I said, I expect the price goes down, and I press sell, and then everything is done. So now you see we have two new things here. One is, you see that we have a dashed green line within our chart. So that line indicates the opening of our short trade with 0.01 lot. And you see another thing which is new within our terminal window. We have now a new line here, and this line represents exactly our ongoing trade. Yeah, now the question is how to close that trade. And let me first show it here on my slides. How to close a trade, there are two possibilities. Either you go to the terminal window and you see your trade which is running there, and or you do a right click on the dashed green line within the chart window, and then you select close trade. Let's see what happens. So I do a right click here on this well, sorry, that is nothing I want to do right now. Sorry for that. Okay, let me close the trade here first. So I want to close the order, and that is simply pressing this button. And now the trade is closed. And now the question is, what was the result of the trade? And that we can see in our account history. And let's have a look here. So with that trade, we lost 0.07 euros. So our start was a very minor losing trade. The trade was only active a couple of seconds, but it was our first trade. And now you know how to open a trade and how to close a trade. And in summary, you know how to operate at least the first steps with your MT4. We will do much more things with MT4 in order to have a better visualization of our charts, how to do that, profiles, and so on and so on. There are a lot of things to be done. And of course, we have to open and close trades more intelligent, like I have done it here. But everything you will learn within the next parts of the webinar. So let me close the first webinar here, just mentioning that you have always the possibility to get in touch with me personally. Just send an email to friedrichowski@argusmx.com, and then you can ask me questions, and I will make sure that you get your answers in a short time. Use that because it can only help you to get started easy and to get into the topic of trading much more efficient than just trying everything by your own. But that was the first webinar for today. I hope to have you within the webinar next week as well. So same time, 2 o'clock on Tuesday. And if there are any other feedbacks, comments, just send me an email as well. So that's for today, and see you next week. Bye-bye.